Hello there, thank you for dropping by, and today I'm excited. I finally got my hands on this one. So this is Versace Bright Crystal Absolu. So last year I've shared my thoughts on the original Bright Crystal, and since then I have several recommendations to try on the Absolu or the intense version of the original, or do some comparison between the two, and finally I got my hands on it. So I'm gonna do that in this video. So I won't be talking a lot on this original one since I already shared my views on this one previously, but I'm just gonna do a quick overview. So this one was released in 2006. This one was announced to be more softer and luminous kind of fragrance, something fresh, watery. It really is a bright fragrance. I would say it's great for casual wear, especially on the summer days. I would say it's girly. It's such a feminine fragrance, but it is not your feminine type that is sweet, fruity sweet, or gourmand, which is quite popular nowadays when it comes to fruity fragrances. This one I don't smell any sweetness in this perfume. This is your citrusy, bright, floral, fresh fragrance. So I personally enjoy this perfume. I like to wear this during hot season. I find this one easy to wear. It's casual, nothing inoffensive. It's fresh, yet I still find this feminine. So now moving on to Bright Crystal Absolu. So after the success of the original Bright Crystal, they have released a more intense version of it. So this one, by the way, is in EDT and Absolu is in EDP. So this was launched in 2013. Quite like a long gap between the two, because most flankers, they will be released like a year or two after the original, but this one was like from 2006, this was 2013. So just by the bottle, you can see the softness, the gradient pink and white color of the original version, while the second one, the Absolu, is like it has silver and pink on it, as well as the bottle. So the original one has a clear colored bottle in there, quite like a soft pink inside, while this one has more of like a darker, stronger pink color. And they both have this crystal looking cap in there, so you can see with that Versace logo in the middle. Looks like a silver coin there. So this one is the 50 ml bottle and this one is 30 ml, but the price, they're almost just the same. So this one, the Absolu one, is a little pricey, more pricey than the original. So perhaps because of the formulation, as this one is an EDP. Well, this, it says here, Eau de Toilette. So Bright Crystal Absolu has the exact same notes as the original one, except that they added raspberry in here at the middle notes. So I'm not surprised when I first got this one. I feel like it's just really the same as the original one. I cannot almost tell the difference between the two. I was looking for the raspberry in this perfume, but it isn't the kind of raspberry that I'm used to or I get to smell on other perfumes. So it has a citrusy opening, same as the original one, except that this one, the original, on the opening, you are going to get that citrus, a little bit of alcohol in it. There is an alcohol scent on the original one. Okay, so I noticed the original one, the moment you spray on it, I'm getting that rubbing alcohol scent for a few seconds, and then it would go down to the pomegranate, quite a fruity, citrusy scent in there. While the Absolu one, I'm getting the fruity note right away. So I could get the pomegranate and the yuzu. This one is citrusy, fruity. I actually love this one, except that few seconds of like I could get a rubbing alcohol, which is quite strong to me, but it would disappear quickly and would turn into like a fresh fruity. I actually love this. While the other one, surprisingly, it's supposed to be the intense version, but I don't get the intensity on it. I feel like I just fall in love with this perfume all over again. I haven't worn this for a long time. The pomegranate on this one is really good. I like it combined with the yuzu, which make it fresh. It's watery. As for the Absolu, they're almost kind of similar to me, but if you really pay attention, smell both of your wrists, there is a difference. This one is more citrusy to me. Citrusy, fresh, floral, while this one is more, there is like a musky. I can get a little bit of a muskiness in this, on the Absolu one, and I don't get the raspberry. I'm after for the raspberry, and I'm curious how would it smells like on Bright Crystal, but I don't get any berry scent in here. And they both has that distinct floral notes that actually stand out between both of this perfume. I think it's the peony or the lotus. So for Bright Crystal Absolu, there is a slight sourness on this perfume that lingers in the background. Perhaps it could be the raspberry. It may not be the sweet syrupy raspberry that I could smell on other raspberry perfume. This one is quite sour, which is not in the original Bright Crystal. I don't get any sourness from this at all, in spite of this being citrusy. So now that I apply them side by side on both wrists, I could tell the difference than just by sniffing them in the bottle. Because in the bottle, Absolu is more, it's quite sweeter, it's fruitier compared to this. But on my skin, it's different. I don't get the sweetness at all. It's actually musky and there's a bit of sourness in it. And the original is still fresh with that pomegranate still in the background. It becomes more like a sweet floral, fresh perfume. This one is musky, sour, and there's like a bit of a bitterness in it. I actually appreciate the original one more now that I have compared them both. The performance and longevity of these two perfumes. So Bright Crystal Absolu, it's noticeable on my skin. I could actually enjoy the scent, smell it on me without purposely sniffing it for about 1 to 2 hours, which is good enough for me. And it lasts on my skin for further several hours, maybe 7 to 8 hours, while the original one is about 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours, which I'm not so disappointed because this is an EDT. I know some EDT are quite long lasting, but we know in general that EDT is lighter than EDP. If you ask me personally, I prefer the original one than the Absolu. I enjoy the smell of this one better. I just love this one. Citrusy, sweet floral, and it's cooling. It's perfect for summer for me, and I don't find this one cheap smelling at all. I think it's classy and casual yet classy. Really not much of a difference between the two, honestly. So if you enjoy the Absolu, then for me there's no need to get this one, and if you enjoy this, no need to get this one either, because they're almost the same. Not like other flankers that are quite different, really different from the original, so it's worth having them both or having all the variations in your collection. But this one, they just added like one note in it. It's just like the intense version of it. So me, I have them both because the original is gifted to me by my husband, and this one I blind bought this because I was expecting this to be something different, just like any other flankers to the original, but they just almost similar. Good thing I just got the 30 ml. So that's it on my view for Versace Bright Crystal Absolu and comparison to the original Bright Crystal. Thank you for watching and see you again next time.